Someone in your life right now is controlling you. And the scariest part? You like them. You might even love them. They haven't threatened you. They haven't yelled at you. They've never once laid a hand on you. But every decision you make, every opinion you hold, every emotion you feel around them has been quietly, carefully, and deliberately shaped. This is dark psychology. And today, we're pulling back the curtain on the 10 most powerful manipulation tricks used by people who understand human behavior better than most people understand themselves. Stay with me, because by the end of this video, you will never see your relationships the same way again. Now, before we dive in, I want to be clear about something. This video isn't about making you paranoid. It's about making you aware. Because here's the thing about manipulation. It doesn't announce itself. It doesn't walk through the front door in a black cape. It slips in through the side window while you're distracted, while you're feeling safe, while you're feeling loved. The people who use these tricks, they're not always evil. Some of them learned this behavior just to survive. Some of them don't even know they're doing it. But whether it's conscious or not, the effect on you is the same. So let's name it. Let's see it. Let's end it.
I want to ask you something honest. Have you ever walked away from a conversation feeling confused? Like somehow you ended up apologizing when you were the one who was hurt. Or you agreed to something you didn't want to do and you're not sure how it happened? Have you ever felt like you were too sensitive or too emotional because someone you trusted told you that so many times you started to believe it? Or maybe you felt responsible for someone else's moods, like their happiness was your job and their anger was somehow your fault. If any of that sounds familiar, this video is for you. Because what you experienced wasn't weakness, it wasn't craziness, it was someone else's strategy. And once you see the strategy, you can never be a victim of it again.
The first and most dangerous trick is gaslighting. The term comes from a 1944 film where a husband manipulates his wife into thinking she's going insane by literally dimming the gas-powered lights in their home and denying it's happening. In real life, gaslighting sounds like, "That never happened. You're overreacting. You always twist everything. I never said that. You're losing your mind." Over time, the victim stops trusting their own memory, their own perception, their own sanity. And the manipulator? They gain total control. Because a person who doesn't trust themselves will always defer to someone else. What to do? Start keeping a journal. Write down what happened, what was said, how you felt, immediately after it happens. Gaslighting loses all power when you have receipts. This one is especially dangerous because it feels incredible at first. Love bombing is when someone overwhelms you with attention, compliments, gifts, and affection in an extremely short period of time. They text you constantly. They tell you you're special. They say things like, "I've never met anyone like you," 2 weeks after meeting you. It feels like a fairy tale. But here's the dark truth. Love bombing is a setup. It's designed to create fast emotional dependency, to make you feel so seen, so valued, so special, that when they eventually pull that affection away, and they will, you will work hard to get it back. And that's exactly when the control begins. What to do? Slow down, regardless of how good it feels. Real love builds gradually. Anyone rushing intimacy is likely manufacturing it. Silence can be more powerful than screaming. The silent treatment, also called emotional withholding, is when a manipulator suddenly goes cold. They stop responding, stop acknowledging you, treat you like you don't exist. And it works because humans are wired for connection. Being ignored by someone we care about activates the same part of the brain as physical pain. So what do most people do? They panic, they chase, they apologize, even when they did nothing wrong, just to end the pain of being shut out. The manipulator learns silence equals control. What to do? Recognize the pattern. Give yourself permission to feel the discomfort without reacting to it. Real communication doesn't punish. If someone uses silence as a weapon, that tells you everything about their emotional maturity. Manipulators are masterful at introducing a third party into your relationship to create jealousy and insecurity. My ex never had a problem with this. Everyone else thinks I'm right. Sarah thinks you're overreacting too. This trick works on multiple levels. It makes you feel replaceable. It shifts the power dynamic, and it forces you into a competition against a person who may not even know they're being used. Triangulation keeps you off balance. It keeps you trying. And a person who's constantly trying to earn approval doesn't have the mental bandwidth to question whether the relationship is actually healthy. What to do? Refuse to compete. If someone is constantly referencing others to make you feel insecure, name it. I'm not comfortable being compared to other people. Can we talk about us? This one is rooted in behavioral psychology, and it's the same mechanism behind slot machines, gambling addiction, and toxic relationships, for no clear reason. Intermittent reinforcement is when rewards are given randomly and unpredictably. Sometimes the manipulator is warm, loving, and generous. Other times they're cold, cruel, or completely withdrawn, for no clear reason. You never know which version you're going to get. And here's the terrifying science. Unpredictable rewards create stronger behavioral patterns than consistent ones. This is why people stay in chaotic relationships far longer than healthy ones. Your brain becomes addicted to chasing the high of the good moments because the uncertainty makes each good moment feel like a jackpot. What to do? Study the pattern, not the peaks. Don't judge the relationship by its best moments. Judge it by its average moments. Consistency is love. Chaos is control. After everything I've done for you, I guess I just don't matter to you. Fine. I'll be fine. Don't worry about me. Sound familiar? Guilt tripping is the art of making someone feel responsible for your pain in order to control their behavior. And it works because empathetic people, good people, don't want to cause suffering. So they bend themselves in half to avoid making the other person feel bad. The manipulator learns guilt equals compliance. Over time, the victim stops making decisions based on what they want or need and starts making decisions entirely based on what will avoid the next guilt trip. What to do? Distinguish between guilt and responsibility. Ask yourself, did I actually do something wrong? Or am I just being made to feel wrong? Your empathy is not a weakness. Don't let it be used against you. This one is especially dangerous because it feels incredible at first. Love bombing is when someone overwhelms you with attention, compliments, gifts, and affection in an extremely short period of time. They text you constantly. They tell you you're special. They say things like, "I've never met anyone like you," 2 weeks after meeting you. It feels like a fairy tale. But here's the dark truth. Love bombing is a setup. It's designed to create fast emotional dependency, to make you feel so seen, so valued, so special, that when they eventually pull that affection away, and they will, you will work hard to get it back. And that's exactly when the control begins. What to do? Slow down, regardless of how good it feels. Real love builds gradually. Anyone rushing intimacy is likely manufacturing it. This is one of the most confusing tricks to identify because it looks like vulnerability. The manipulator presents themselves as constantly suffering, persecuted, and misunderstood. They have a story for every occasion about how someone wronged them. Every conflict ends with them being the victim. Every disagreement becomes proof that you don't care enough. But here's the tell. They use their pain to avoid accountability. When you try to address their behavior, suddenly they're the one who's hurt. When you set a boundary, they become wounded. Their victimhood is a shield, one that deflects all criticism and puts you permanently on the defensive. What to do? Separate compassion from compliance. You can feel empathy for someone's pain and still hold them accountable for their actions. These two things are not mutually exclusive.
I'm going to change. Things are going to be different. Just give me one more chance. I promise. Future faking is the manipulation tactic of making promises about the future with no real intention of keeping them. It's designed to reset the clock. Every time you're close to walking away, a new promise pulls you back in. A new vision of what could be keeps you invested in what currently is. And months, sometimes years, pass in that waiting room. What to do? Watch the pattern, not the promise. Has this person kept their word in the past? Actions are the only real data. Words are free. Trust what someone does, not what they say they'll do.
This is where dark psychology becomes truly dangerous. Isolation is when a manipulator slowly, subtly, systematically cuts you off from your support network. Family, friends, anyone who might offer perspective or help you leave. It rarely happens all at once. It starts with small comments. Your friends don't really support you. Your family never liked me anyway. I just feel like you love them more than me. Over time, you start spending less time with the people who love you and more time with the one person who controls you. Until one day, you look around and they're the only one left. And leaving feels impossible because they've made themselves your entire world. What to do? Protect your connections ferociously. Any partner or friend who tries to separate you from your support system is not protecting you. They are owning you. Healthy love expands your world. It never shrinks it. Now, I need to tell you something that might be uncomfortable. Some of you watching this, you've used some of these tactics too. Not because you're a monster, but because you learned them. Maybe from a parent, a partner, a friendship that showed you that manipulation was the only will to feel safe or loved or in control.